Hello guys, welcome back. This is RandoGEEK. Alright guys, so we have an article here from Light Reading regarding T-Mobile. Alright, the link for this article will be down below in the description for you. So the big question here is, we know about the possibility of UScellular selling the company, right? Now the question is, if this happens, who is likely to purchase UScellular? Will it be T-Mobile? Will it be at&t? Will it be Verizon? Will it be Dish? Will it get split up into 3 or 4 carriers? What's going to happen here? So we have a question here, and we might have an answer with that question, or to that question, should I say. So the headline here, will T-Mobile buy UScellular? Well, the CEO says maybe. So T-Mobile CEO Mike Sievert said that the company might consider purchasing UScellular. The question came up this week at an investor event, with a Goldman Sachs investment analyst asking Sievert whether he would consider purchasing a rural asset if it became available. Sievert chuckled and, without naming UScellular specifically, said, maybe. But then he says, I like our plan A lot. So Sievert explained that T-Mobile's current rural expansion strategy is working beautifully. He said the company started its rural efforts in 2021 with a 13% share of that market and has so far grown it to about 16.5%. He said the company is on track to grow its share of the rural US marketplace to 20% by 2025. All right. He also says in a statement that our organic strategy is really attractive, adding that T-Mobile is gaining up to 30% of new customers, second only to Verizon in the rural markets where it competes. And that, he said, would make any purchase of rural network operator a difficult proposition financially. He says the hurdle would be high, he said, of a possible deal. So, to be clear, there are likely a large number of small wireless network operators currently for sale across the US indeed. As Light Reading has previously reported, several of them have recently agreed to a sale or have simply shut down their networks and exited the industry. However, just 1 month ago, UScellular announced that it would initiate a process to explore strategic alternatives. So we know that means that the parent company Telephone and Data Systems is putting UScellular's assets up for sale. UScellular is the biggest regional wireless network operator in the US. The move came just weeks after billionaire investor Mario Gabelli said he would attempt to take over the takeover of TDS board as its next shareholder meeting in light of the extraordinary poor performance and the lack of focus as a result of TDS ownership of UScellular. So Gabelli argued at the time a change in tactics has to be examined and pursued. So UScellular, of course, operates a wireless network across roughly 21 states, counts around 5 million mobile customers, owns spectrum licenses ranging anywhere from 600 MHz to AWS, CBRS, 3.45 GHz, C-band, and 28 GHz, and manages around 4,300 cellular towers across its coverage area. So the Chicago-based company also employs around 4,600 full and part-time workers. So, of course, T-Mobile, likely competitor, right, to purchase. But there's a lot of other carriers that might want to bite on this too. Verizon, at&t. We all know that Dish would love this. However, financially, they're just most likely not going to be suitable to take part in this. So it would either be, like I said, T-Mobile, at&t, Verizon. Maybe it gets split into all 3. Maybe T-Mobile takes the cake. Maybe it's Verizon and at&t that go half-seas. So there's a lot of possibilities here, a lot of things going on. So their financial analysts have generally argued that T-Mobile is the most likely buyer of UScellular. According to a statement here by those analysts, they're saying the best fit may be with T-Mobile, right? They argue that T-Mobile would likely want access to UScellular's 600 MHz, PCS, and AWS spectrum licenses. Many people have argued that it should go to T-Mobile because of these reasons, the 600 megahertz and AWS spectrum licenses, saying that T-Mobile could definitely use this to fine-tune the network and continue to, fine-tune the 5G build out that they've been doing, right? There's a lot of areas where T-Mobile can improve on the network, and a lot of people would love to see T-Mobile get in, purchase UScellular, purchase the spectrum, and make that happen. Fine-tune the network where it's missing. There's some some loose ends that T-Mobile has to tie up with the network, right? So many feel they would benefit the best, or the most, should I say, from the purchase of UScellular. So those that T-Mobile is already using in its own network, they speculated that T-Mobile might sell other UScellular spectrum holdings like the 700 megahertz, which they're not using in its network, to the likes of AT&T and Verizon. So that's another possibility, right? T-Mobile can take what they need, get rid of the 700 megahertz, drop that off to AT&T and Verizon, and then, like I said, the three big carriers kind of get a taste of it. They all get in on it. However, they're saying T-Mobile isn't the only company likely kicking the tires on UScellular. So according to a statement here from Tom Cullen of Dish Network, he says they have towers, they have spectrum, and they operate in geographies that we haven't fully built out. So it would be something that we'd be interested in looking at. So however, we know that, as noted here in this article, Dish is struggling to shore up its own dwindling finances. So that would be something, that would be nothing short of a miracle if Dish could come up with the money to even get partially involved in this deal. So there we pretty much have it, guys. We have some kind of answer, right? I mean, for Mike to say, maybe that's nothing short of some kind of answer that he definitely wouldn't mind getting in on it. So at the very least, T-Mobile will most likely be a part of it if and when it happens. Okay, now we know it's likely going to happen. It hasn't been officially announced. Keep in mind that it will definitely not be anything short of a difficult time, okay, because there's a lot of assets that have to be broken down, and FCC has to get involved in a lot of approvals and regulations and all that. We've already known that. We've discussed that in other videos as well regarding the subject. So big process that can take a very long time to get sorted out. Even more of a long time if more than one carrier were to be involved, which is most likely what's going to happen, because T-Mobile will have to, even if they decided to purchase everything, they will have to most likely offshore some of that spectrum, like the 700 megahertz. They're just not going to need it. They don't have a use for it. It would go to AT&T, maybe Verizon as well. That's also going to be another process. So big process in general for this whole entire thing. Let me know down below, guys. How do you take that answer? You think is that enough for you to believe that T-Mobile is serious, that they definitely want in? Do you think that they would benefit the most? Would you like to see it go to AT&T or Verizon? Maybe they split it in half. Would you like it to go to Verizon or AT&T as whole? More than likely, I'm going to be honest, I don't think it's going to anyone at whole. I don't think any company needs all of it. I think they all need parts of it. Let me know down below what you guys think. As always, thanks so much for stopping by and watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.